Hey everybody, this is Rob Gauthier, the ET Whisperer.
Greetings to all, this is Aridif, that is A-R-I-D-I-F, and this is it spelled. We understand that in this day you are connecting yet again to the galactic collective consciousness and all things that interact, co-create, and connect with that concept. And we have spoken a great deal about all of the entities in which have connected to your DNA, and last month, an entity that has taken your DNA and connected to it also. We wish to express our own perception and concept very quickly. There are many races that are not directly connected to your DNA. Many races that are directly connected to taking your DNA and using it, both for hybrid programs and more. Now in this interaction we will bring forward entities that are involved in your history of co-creating, not dependently connecting to your own consciousness with their DNA, but indirectly connecting to those who have co-created with your DNA. One moment we will connect you. Oh yes, oh yes. This is the way to experience the sun at our back, a smile on our face, the rivers flowing gently and loudly, and we have a beautiful time playing here. I am very proud to say that I am able to talk to you and speak to you and create with you now. My name is Hedron. It is a very simple name, but the name means nothing compared to my feelings about you. First of all, I know proper introductions are mandatory in this interaction type, so I will share with you something. Cassiopeian brings a ring of familiarity to your ear. Cassiopeia is some word that many of you feel directly in your heart. Some of you have never heard the word, and when I say it, it rings great emotions of joy. Some of you, great emotions of confusion. We will talk about that in a moment. Know one thing, that we have been with your race for several thousand years. Back towards the last manipulations of DNA, we shared ourselves with you. We shared energy from the Pleaidian beings who we communicated and teamed with. They were here on the earth sharing themselves with you in such great manners. Such wonderful and pleasurable ways they wanted to share their knowledge, their energy, their selves directly with you. I want to tell you a bit about myself and my people. We are a very large race, approximately 19 billion beings on a planet twice your size, with cities so magnificent. The largest and brightest cities of your planet are a bit less built than ours in our smallest cities. We have many cities in the equator of our planet where the sun is the brightest, the clouds are the least, and the water flows best. That is where we desire to hang. That is where we desire to play. And that is why we are loving today. Now, in our cities there are great infrastructures, buildings, and crafts alike. Our crafts have taken us to Earth so many times. We've shared experiences with your Earth people, very early stages of their own evolution, but even as recently as 2,000 years ago. My own race and lineage of grandfather worked with your people 9,000 years ago. This man was a great being. His name was Cephalo. He shared energy and knowledge with humans and shared his own energy with Pleiadians who helped teach you. Our race is one that's independent and also co-creative. That means we do things on our own, but we also share experiences. Pleiadians are the very first of our counterparts. Syrians are also in the top 3. There is another race that has no name to you. We'll call them the Blues. They worked with you here on Earth also. They shared some of themselves with you in even your earliest history. All 3 of us co-create an experience to work with humans now. This work includes telepathic communication and building a bridge of energy. Now, this bridge of energy, this is a term you've heard many times, not just through the physical being here, but from beings who come through him. What is this bridge? What importance can it have for you? It is the most important thing all of you can experience. This bridge brings you out of that 3rd density into the 4th. That bridge brings you to people who only listen to the body, to those who can listen to their souls. You have communicated with your spirits, with the innermost sanctity of yourself for thousands of years, but along the way it became less and less in the average human. Why did this communication become less? All of you already know the answer. There was falling of communication, falling of trust in yourselves. After Atlantis, many fell in their conscious efforts to connect. Atlantis was a hard time for Earth. Many of the brightest chosen individuals came too close to their ego parts. They were freshly developing 3rd density beings who needed to experience their 4th density self. But right at the time of choosing, through thousands of years of positive spiritual evolution, they lost themselves to a desire to be independent and more than everything around them. It was a greed from the heart. Technology allowed them to do great things, and this part of their heart saw themselves better than everyone else. It is okay to see your worth, but when comparing it to others, diminishing their own, it can become poison. That's what we did when working with humans. Try to teach them the benefit of not just seeing the worth of their self, but seeing the equality in each other and all other races in the galaxy. Just that in itself opens your psychic abilities to be much higher, to be much more dependent and much more usable to each of you. Can you imagine a planet where all of you grow knowing the needs of others without ever a word being said? Can you imagine the great feeling that knows that when you desire to help others, you can do it without ever caring what comes back to you? Knowing that by helping this person without food, without shelter, without an education, without money, without any of those things that being feels that they need, you have bettered yourself, individual self. And it's not just because you are doing something good that made you feel happy. That is a large part, and yes, that helps your soul. But that person is a part of you. How many of you walk through the sidewalk seeing people asking for money whose hearts are broken, who've lost family, who've been addicted to drugs, that needed help, and you refuse them? How many of you saw the same person and helped them? Refusing them made you feel smart because I won't be tricked by someone else. Helping them made you feel good because maybe you're a good person to help. Both of those answers are wrong. You help or don't help because that lovely being in front of you who's hungry, who needs you as you. That being is so literally a part of your energy, and some energy in the deepest part of yourself, that it had to come into your reality to make you know that it was there. It had to show you that you were a part of that system. It showed you the part of you that needed help. When you help that being, that lovely soul, you help the part of you that needs help. When you refused it, you ignored it. When you help it for no other reason but desire to help those around you, then it is pure. Some people, even with the greatest intents and the greatest ability to help others, do so from a very selfish need to feel good about themselves. I'm a good person because I help. If you help just because you feel it's the right thing to do, no one need to see your face. No Facebook posts required to share your good deeds. That is the part of you that knows the truth. Let that be the part that guides you. I share a bit about myself and about what I want to do and how I see you, but sharing more about what I think of you is important. I see the greatest love. I see the parts of myself that are hidden and halfway in the dark, halfway in the light to see. And I don't feel bad for the parts of myself in the dark. I'm happy to know that there is still a future available for those parts to see light. Knowing that some on earth are feeling bad and negative and having bad problems only reminds me how happy they will be when they stop having the problems. Not how horrible their life is or will be. How great their life can be soon. Love is the key that unlocks all things. You see history. You see the baddest people in your planet. People you think are so horrible. Know who they were. Know that even the worst of them have bad childhoods, were not shown love, not affected properly by love, and know that that caused them to hide in the dark, scared, because something that they know instinctively should be theirs wasn't, and that's love. It's confusing because all of you believe and know you should have love, but most of the time feel it's not available. But I promise you all it is. Start opening yourself to receive it and know the true nature of Cassiopeia. We are always with you. We love you so much.